Next video is coming through to the hallway. This floor is completely blown. It's very difficult to tell, but there is a hump in that floor and I don't know why. I don't know if I want to take that or what, but that's quite a swollen floor. That's come up 2 to 3 inches and swelling. This is all building materials that we've been using to rebuild some brickwork we found that we weren't happy about, or I wasn't happy about. It didn't reach my standards, which is the brickwork behind here, which basically was just left like that with that lintel literally on by 2 inches. So we are basically building this in stages, back up under the lintel, backfilling and putting ties in like it is. This is tied all the way up into the existing brickwork with stainless steel 4-inch clamps that are screwed in on everything, and then it's backfilled with muck, and obviously I'll finish doing that with a render. But this sheet of plasterboard actually just basically became 2 pieces of paper, because I believe this is where the main water found its way down, and obviously down there is where it got under the floor and has obviously caused this. But again, ceiling is down in here. I've removed all nails for safety, and any bits of plasterboard like in that corner there I will possibly chop out. But it is tiring work for me because of my illness. Electrics are all made safe, bulbs are out, but all the power in this house is disconnected from the fuse board, and a temporary fuse has been put in place. But this is the state of the hallway. Again, radiator looks fine. Probably do a coat of paint, enamel paint that I can spray. But this floor all the way through is up and down. You've got water damage here. This is underside of the lintels which go across, which obviously I'm tying in there. Again, there is brickwork on top of this lintel here as well that was missing, which we've replaced, me and my brother. But again, this is all the ceiling that I've had to pull down to even make safe because of sagging. As you can see there, it's blown. This wall has got places which are there where the plasterboard is, or the plaster inside the board has actually been washed out. So again, this will eventually come down. The lintel across there will be taken out, well, not the lintel but the plasterboard to show it. Again, more ceiling here where we've had to remove, and obviously this continues all the way down to this end of the hallway, which is where the fuse board is. It may get dark down here, but again, this was all damaged and we pulled the plasterboard down to make safe, all the way through this ceiling, bar the little bit on the edge. This wall was completely washed out and I literally stuck my hand through the cardboard, so I just took that section out. The radiator that you may have seen in the previous video and part of this one, it used to hang here, but as you can see, it actually pulled itself off the wall because this wall is sodden. Because again, I believe, judging by the mould that's growing, this was where the water flowed through, especially in that corner there. Again, the external walls feel fine. You can tell by the fact that the paper is still sticking, but it did come off in places. So I do it as a wallpaper test, that if the wallpaper ain't come off, the wall's not wet. But everywhere else, this especially, because this is technically the edge of where the water actually finally come through. But this is all the ceiling, all up there. Obviously the stairway. This floor is just wet. I don't believe it's dropped or sagging. It may dry out, it may not, I don't know. Then this room leads on around the corner here, which obviously gets dark, and it goes round here, and obviously under the stairs where you're not going to be able to get much light, but the plasterboard came off the roof up there, or the bottom of the stairs. This was all wet. This is where most of my tools were stored for when I was working, and where my Henry Hoover died, but I'm going to repair that myself. The door is absolutely soaking wet, as you can see from my fingers. That's just wiping the edge of the door. This piece of ceiling is sagging. It has got mould growing in the middle of it, so I may leave that up for now for the builders to deal with. And then this leads on to the original part of the building, which this is a beam that's open on the original wall, which is 2 foot thick, but this is all mould growing down the wall. So it's like it's got its own fur coat. And then this is a storeroom, which has no form of heating in it. But the moisture has got in here and attacked it. So again, this room may need new plaster on the wall. The flooring, I believe, is okay, but there's just mould growing everywhere. It's actually forming a nice pattern on the, it's bringing the pattern out in the wallpaper. Electrics don't work in here, but that was a problem I was trying to deduce. This was something that was existing that I took out here, this brickwork, this exposed stuff, and this on the floor. This was a dog bath thing, which I ripped out. Same as on here, there was a sink there, pipework through there. This is one of the many jobs that I did when I was coming up over the last 6 months. That was a real pain in the arse to get out. It took me nearly a day to get out because they believed glue was the answer and 4-inch nails. Obviously, ceilings come down in there, which obviously I can get a better view this way around, but that's all exposed in there. So concludes this room.